What's going on, everybody? Giant Opinion Sports back with another sign or walk. So, unfortunately, I could not get any highlights of Austin Johnson. The only ones I could find were Tennessee Titans. So, I'll have to play some Leonard Williams highlights, or maybe I'll just throw on some 2021 highlights from this past season. But I've been thinking about making this video for probably a week. I was kind of on the fence with Austin Johnson probably the last week, so I just figured I'd dig in on the stats and kind of make up my mind finally. I just kind of wanted to see where Austin stacked up against Dalvin Tomlinson last year, and I found some surprising results. And I do want to mention that Austin had by far the best season of his career. To start with, he had 3.5 sacks. That's his previous high was like 1 sack. I think he did that 3 times. Now, he also had 72 total tackles. His previous high was 24, so he's almost tripled his previous high in tackles. He had 7 quarterback hits. His previous high was 2. So you might say those numbers are okay, not great. Think of this. He only played 57% of the snaps on defense. And when I dug into Dalvin Tomlinson, this will make this a real easy comparison. His last season in Minnesota, Dalvin played 56% of the snaps, so they're pretty much on par. Now, Dalvin had 2.5 sacks. 1 less than Austin Johnson. Dalvin had 39 total tackles. That's 33 less than Austin Johnson. And they both had 7 quarterback hits. If you're one of them fans that has been saying that the Giants missed Dalvin this season, are you still feeling that way? Let me know in the comments if this data changes your view on that. But remember, Dalvin is making $11 million a season, and that's all guaranteed in Minnesota. Austin signed for $3 million last year. So in my opinion, the Giants went the cheaper route and made the right decision. They both played about the same amount of snaps, and Austin almost doubled Dalvin in tackles. Now, I'm not trying to dredge up the past, but that narrative that the defense missed Dalvin early last season was super frustrating for me. I mean, you couldn't go 5 minutes without hearing it, really wanting that to be done with. So after digging, I've kind of come to the conclusion that the Giants should re-sign Austin Johnson. They might need to throw a few more, dollars at him, but I think he can be got for like 3.5, 4 million. And honestly, I just feel like for that little bit of money, you're going to get your bang for your buck. Now, I think he could handle more of a workload as well, if that's what the Giants needed. Now, we saw other guys come in that was behind Austin Johnson on the depth chart. We saw Raymond Johnson get some playing time this year. He was getting hyped up in preseason because of his pass rushing ability. Honestly, I wasn't overly impressed with him. I do like David Moa, and he's under contract next year, I believe. But we haven't really seen him play at a high level outside of preseason. So at the moment, outside of Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, Austin Johnson has really been the only other defensive tackle that's been performing at a decent to high level. You can say the Giants can look at other defensive tackles in free agency, but we at least know what we're going to get, if we sign Austin. I'm always all about like getting the known thing. Now, if the Giants want to use a 4th, 5th, or even a 3rd round pick in the draft on a defensive tackle, go right ahead. I'd support that move. That's something that probably needs to happen. But that honestly still doesn't change how I feel about re-signing Austin Johnson. I just feel like he's never going to be an All-Pro, or maybe even a Pro Bowler. But he's going to bring his lunch pail to work every day, and he's going to get the job done. And if Dexter or Leonard go down for a game or two, I trust him to step in and perform. And that's all I can ask for from a backup. But over the last 2 seasons, I've become a bit of a fan. You can have superstar players, and that's important. But if you don't have good depth in key positions, you're going to really hurt your team. And defensive tackle is such an undervalued position. I don't think you can compete on a high level without good inner defensive line. That it allows your linebackers to compete first and foremost, and it's honestly huge to your edge guys as well. You can rush off the edge all day, and the quarterback has a huge pocket that he can just step up into. That negates a lot. And the defensive line has been great for the Giants the last couple of seasons. It's no coincidence to me. Since we've had a strong defensive line, the defense has been competitive and performing and had some really good games. So I say sign him. He's cheap, and when he's on the field, he's effective. He has shown flashes of playmaking. If you remember the Rams game last year, he had a key fumble, key sack. We almost won that game, and a big part of that was Austin Johnson. But let me know in the comments, do you want the Giants to bring back Austin Johnson? Maybe look to free agency for another option, or maybe invest in a position in the draft. Let me know below. But thank you guys all for the support like I've gotten the last week or two. It's been amazing. You guys been awesome, and I'll never take you guys for granted, man. Like and subscribe if you're new, and enjoy your Sunday, folks. Enjoy the games today. Peace.